All right, joining me once again here on the Matthew Filipowicz Show is my good friend Mary Bottari. Mary is the Deputy Director at the Center for Media and Democracy, which you can find at prwatch.org. Mary, thank you so much for being on the show again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so Mary, you live in the great state of Wisconsin, and, a lot of times when you're on the show, we discuss how truly horrible your governor, Republican Scott Walker, is, and we're going to do that again today, Mary. There's been, you guys at PR Watch actually broke a huge story about his budget that he proposed when it comes to his editing of the University of Wisconsin's mission statement. It's kind of a crazy, horrible story, but it really kind of gets to the heart of who this man really is. Tell us all about it.
Well, we were reading the budget the day after Scott Walker introduced it, and it's an 839-page budget, but there weren't actually that many aspects of the budget that we were scrolling through. There's certain things we work on, certain things we don't work on, and we took a look at the higher education section. We saw this paragraph in the higher education section that literally strikes out the sentence, "Basic to every purpose of a university system is the search for truth." And I have to say, that caught my eye. And then looking at the whole paragraph, it's super clear that in the statutes, at some point in time, some legislators had memorialized the mission of the University of Wisconsin system. It's not something I was expecting to see in the statutes, but it's there. And Scott Walker's team literally crossed off sentence after sentence saying the purpose is to extend knowledge and the application of the university system beyond the boundaries of the campus and to serve and stimulate society by developing in students heightened intellectual skills, et cetera, et cetera. They had struck out certain key sentences that we like to call here in Wisconsin the Wisconsin idea.
Mm-hmm. So, what people who aren't from Wisconsin or haven't been around Wisconsin, what is that? What does that actually mean?
I know, it's a sort of strange phrase, and for a while it was trending on the internet. So the Wisconsin idea is the idea that the knowledge of the campus isn't just to be kept inside a white tower, it's to educate the entire populace of the state, and that the boundaries of the campus should be the boundaries of the state. So this idea is very important to Wisconsin students, Wisconsin graduates, Wisconsin alumni, both from the, conservative alumni and liberal alumni. And Walker took a hatchet to the idea in the budget.
Wow, unbelievable. Again, this is like, of all the things to go after, it just seems so petty and ridiculous, but also that's sort of who Scott Walker actually is. He is someone who is, in fact, very petty and extremely ridiculous here. So, and then the thing that surrounds this is not only did these items get struck out of the budget and how these things literally crossed out, literally crossing out the word truth out of the budget here, he also, the scandal actually that you guys broke is actually he ended up lying about it again and again.
That's true. I mean, it was a stumble to do this in the budget, but the problem was when he was first asked about it by the first reporter to reach him, he said, "Oh, well, we just wanted to make sure that the university met the state's workforce needs." That was something he had inserted, and he was clearly aware of it. He was clearly aware of this entire idea. And so he initially started to, back it up. And then, he got in the car, he talked to his aides or whatever. He heard that this screenshot of the paragraph was rocketing around the state. And he backtracked. He called it a drafting error. He said it was a drafting error, and the UW lobbyists seemed to have missed it. And we find out, of course, that the lobbyists didn't miss it, that they had sent very strongly worded emails about it to the Walker's team, and that they had said, "No deal, no dice, we're not going to change it." But he also, he just fumbled the story over and over again. And by the end of the week, he finally had to issue a 500-word explanation explanation and called it a mistake and said that the language would stay in the budget. I mean, he sort of touched a third rail in Wisconsin politics that we sort of didn't even know was there. And it's this, this tradition that dates back to like 1904 or even before then, that the purpose of a university system is to serve the state. And it combined with $300 million in cuts to the university system, which graduates and employees there think will be devastating. There was a huge backlash against this, and it continues to this day. There have been over 1,000 articles written about it. It's today again in the New York Times. It was in the New York Times over the weekend. So this issue resonates not just with the state of Wisconsin, but with the broader public as well, because there are questions about Scott Walker. Who is he? What does he believe? He was over in London last week. He was asked about evolution, and he told the British audience that he was going to punt on that question. And the interviewer said to him, there isn't a politician in England, either left-wing or right-wing, who wouldn't say they believe in evolution. And he said, well, I just want to stick to the important topics at hand. I don't want to get off base here. I want to talk about trade. This isn't relevant in the world today. He was basically implying, and he gave that interview, believe it or not, on Darwin's birthday.